So, good morning, Black women. I just wanted to bring to your attention, right, that on the news today here in New York City, there's all the push for Biden to step down, but yet no one is talking about Kamala Harris literally stepping into the presidency. They're still trying to consider other people as if she's not good enough simply because she's an Asian Black woman. Okay. I want you all to also keep in mind that this is a tactic that Republicans use because they think they can outsmart everyone else. Now, please recognize that Trump is being extremely quiet, despite the fact that he usually is always running his big racist fucking mouth. In addition to that, this is along the time frame that this dude Trump should be out here letting people know who he has already chosen as vice president, which he is not. He's sitting back in the cut, being quiet, trying to let all the hoopla about Biden's ability to be a president take center stage. And so that people, fall back in thinking that, everything is an issue about Biden and not Trump. And don't forget, this shit is all orchestrated because what these racist Republicans are doing is that if they get everybody all worked up about Biden, they really think that when November comes, it will be an automatic win for Trump, and they get to put in all of the elements and mechanisms of 2025 to take away everybody's rights in the country who are not white. And I mean absolutely white. I'm not talking about Asians, Hispanics, and everybody who believes they're white, but I'm talking about Anglo-Saxon Protestants, the WASPs. They only care about them and the ones with money, because they're even going to shit on the white people who are poor like us. So they do these things to put the notions and the suggestions in your head, because the majority of you walk around in life all day so assimilated into whiteness that you don't even have your own identity. And because they're so anti-black and anti-everybody else, so are you. And you don't stop for 1 second to have an independent thought about how these people are manipulating you. So, Black women, do not, don't let these people fool you. The things I just said mostly was directed towards people who are non-black women, because they seem to tend to go with the flow of anything white folks say, like they don't have a brain in their head. So keep in mind that all of this is a tactic. This is the way that they think best fit for them to get what they want come November. If they scream incompetency on the president's behalf, and since everybody in the world is so whitewashed and brainwashed into loving whitey, they're going to think that the vice president can't do her job, although she's been doing it for like 3 years now, right? Okay. Then, 3 and change rather. Then after that, they also know that if you break up the party, you split the ticket. Like if you have Biden and Harris all the way up to, let's say, 3/4 of the term of presidency, and you only got a quarter left, right? And you put some any old Joe Schmo in there, they know for a fact that Joe Schmo is not going to get the votes, because most people are going to be like, who is this character? How do we know we can depend on this person? What do they stand for? What's their integrity? What are their plans on this? All of those things are going to come up, and this is what they're banking on. So, in all honesty, I hate to say what I'm about to say, but it comes down to this. If you don't want these white, racist men and women taking over this country and making this country convert back to at least 100 years ago, where the laws are going to change completely to where it is going to be total white supremacy in this country. And for all of y'all that may think you're safe because you think you're white, because you could check that shit off on the census, you better think again. Because the history of this country is these rich white folks don't like nobody but their own. So that means all you Asian people going to get shitted on, Hispanics that want to think you're white, Muslims of all kinds that want to think they're white, especially the northern ones, they only like to claim, or they're going to be the first ones to find out they ain't white. And everyone else, everybody else and black people, we already know this. We know this, and we don't care about wanting to join their club, which is why they have so much hate for us, because we know they are not these superior people that y'all make them out to be. And if actually they were not in control of everything because of death, destruction, devastation, and colonization, it would be a much better world, because people of all other races of color can get along with each other and can respect each other's boundaries. They, however, have a mindset of, if it's not my way, it's no way. And that is not how you live in a world of other people. You give and take. You show civility. You show courtesy to your fellow human being. And you don't think that you're superior. Go into the world and create all types of religions, dogma, and indoctrination that you're superior and everybody else is less than you, when in fact it's actually the opposite. You are the one who is inferior to everyone. And you need to rig the systems in every way you can and build up armies to destroy people, because you know where you don't compare, you can't compete. So you have to dominate, inflict fear, chaos, and to take things from people so that people are desperate, scared, and vulnerable to everything you want. So y'all, be real, y'all. Don't let these people scare you into letting Trump slide into the presidency because you guys are going along with their narrative. Reject their narrative. You got to think about things in real terms, right? Like, we are real people who understand that we don't take cues from these white folks telling us how to think. You got all these other white people coming out against Biden who are old their fucking selves. We have here in New York City an old ass congressman who's been in office for like 30, 40 fucking years. How dare this old, wrinkled, feeble-minded motherfucker himself come out and talk about another old person that's just as slippery slope as he is, right? But the thing that they're not putting out in front to let people know is that these people are not the only people in their office or in their camp that is doing the work to run the country. It's a whole bunch of people. You got the president's cabinet, you got the delegates, you got the House, it is so many people running this country. The president is just a figurehead. He's not really calling the shots like that. So for them to keep making it appear as if everything rides on this old man, and I agree he's too fucking old too, right? But the fact is this: we already know what both of them have to offer us. Biden is going to offer us everything that Democrats throughout the party contributes to the presidency, not just him. And the other one is going to offer us more of the same, plus Project 2025, which is a total control of, what do they call it? Conservative, evangelicist, Christian thinking for the entire country. So forget about people like me and Muslims and everybody else who don't believe in Christianity and don't want shit to do with religion, right? Fuck us. We gotta all of a sudden start doing prayer in school and believing in the 10 Commandments and reciting that shit on command because some white motherfucker says so. Y'all better really wake up. Get every single person that you know who is registered to vote to the polls, and everybody who's not registered, you got more than enough time right now to get to your voters registration office wherever you live, sign everybody up to vote, and make sure that they get out to those polls in November and vote all those racist, white, Trump, MAGA maniacs and all the rest of them. And whatever the name of this, what is the name of those people that's doing this Project 2025? I had put up the video yesterday, but I forgot. It's a something group. Y'all go watch the video I put up prior to this one, and you'll literally see the guy who's the head of this group talking about how he's standing there so staunch and tough, like he's that motherfucker. No, we're taking this country back over. It doesn't matter, and we're doing it already. You're partially doing it, homeboy. That's the truth. Because partially, you can only act on what is already legally able for you to act on. Like, you could work with the appointed, this is why you got to keep Trump out of the White House. They could work with the appointed judges all the way up to the Supreme Court that Trump has put in when he was in office, right? All those people are sick-minded and hate everybody but rich white folks, right? And will put laws in to hurt the whole country and fuck the whole country up as long as white people remain on top and remain raking in money the way that they do. Fuck everybody else. They don't care if we eat, able to work, able to have affordable housing, able to live life as efficiently as they do. They don't give a fuck about that, or effortlessly. They don't care. And this is what he means by that. When he's like, oh, we're doing it already. Yeah, we're doing it already because look what the Supreme Court is doing. Anything that this guy needs when he comes before them, Trump, they give it to him. They just granted him immunity the other day, meaning that nothing and no one could check him or any other president when they're in office. Now, the way to stop this is the American people have to call for their Congress people to start putting in all types of fucking what is that thing called? Impeachment articles on those particular members of the Supreme Court. You got to hold them accountable to the law because their job is to protect the people of the country, not to kowtow and bow down to rich contributors, donors, and lobbyists. That is not their job. And so when they don't work for the people, there's a fourth branch of government in America called the people. And we can deny and denounce the government. So we need to get on our job and let them know we're not going for this shit. If these people that are in the Supreme Court appointed for life can't do right by us, they need to have term limitations. And the ones that we don't want there, they need to be impeached out of their seat. That is a right of the American people. Y'all need to get on it. Start calling up your representatives. Start putting together rallies, think pieces, and everything else, because you know they always watching our videos. So start letting them know we're not having this bullshit. We are not. We are not. Just because you all think that blacks and everybody else in this country are forever supposed to be under your feet, we're not. And it's really funny how this particular dude that is behind with Trump, the Project 2025, right? He went around quoting like different articles from the time of Rome and goes back to the founding fathers. I think he was quoting Hamilton, the biggest fucking racist, right? They were all racist, but he's a big one too, right? And they talk about how, and it's true, if you reform the executive branch of government, you will pretty much make void the other two. The whole reason why you have three branches, well, actually four, is to keep checks and balances so that one branch cannot become like a monarchy or completely out of control, which is what these people want to do. And the Supreme Court is helping them. So until the people start raising up against this shit, they're going to totally turn this country into, you know how they call other countries in the world shitholes? And they talk all that shit about Russia and he's a dictator. Well, what are they trying to do with this country? The same fucking thing. They're trying to turn America into the situation Europe was in before the wall came down. That's what they're trying to do. Where we will all be scraping and trying to kill each other to live while they're flying and dining and sailing and doing everything they want in this country while living off of our backs. It is totally crazy. It's like not even the American Revolution, but what they're trying to create here, it would be equivalent to the French Revolution. With like Marie Antoinette, where the people rised up and was like, fuck it, off with the bitch's head. Because we're not going to eat, how she said to them, let them eat cake. Because they were starving, because there was no food. But the rich people were just balling out. And the poor people just starving and dying out of disease and everything else. And y'all keep that in mind too, because that's going to be the next thing these motherfuckers do. because they're always trying to stay in control. They just cannot deal with the fact that they are not the only people in this world, and they don't have the right to control everybody the way they think they do. So the next thing that's going to happen is, please be careful. Carry your mask everywhere you go. When people start coughing and hacking and shit like that and sneezing around you, don't just chalk that shit up to allergies. Put your mask on and be completely protected with them N95 masks, because there's already an outbreak of some weird goddamn throat mononucleosis bacteria in Japan, right? That's one. That was going hard in June. It's still there, but dying down. Now here in America, they have the bird flu picking up again, okay? All of a sudden out of nowhere, and COVID. So y'all watch out for this shit, because when, like I told y'all, whenever they cannot manipulate you mentally, they're gonna go physically, whether it is making you sick with some shit they release and spread, or sending enforcements, military, police, or whatever to fuck you up. That's what they do. But either way, whatever they do, you have to fight back. Like, you gotta stand your ground and let them know you're not just gonna do whatever the fuck you want. This is some, even though this place is really a republic, you need a democracy. So goddamn it, stop working towards one. And y'all, don't let these fucking people fuck with your minds. This is what they specialize in. Okay? They're gonna put these narratives out here trying to guide you like sheep. Okay? And they're the goddamn shepherd, trying to guide you along to what they want. And the end goal of what they want is total white supremacy. And by putting Donald Trump in office, they're going to get it. Checkmate. So regardless of what they do, just vote against that motherfucker. I don't care if they put Boo Boo the motherfucking fool or clown up there to run against Trump. Vote for Boo Boo the fucking fool. Vote for Boo Boo the clown. Because those motherfuckers will definitely be better than that character, because he's the devil, Grand Wizard KKK member himself, him and all his cronies. If you go watch that video I put up before this one, that's what it's called, the Heritage Group. About the Heritage Group, the people who are really sponsoring and starting and moving right now to make Project 2025 a reality. These are the most hateful white people you ever want to encounter. These are the type of white people black people had to deal with during the Civil Rights Act, where they gassed school buses full of black children and set them on fire with the children inside of them just to keep desegregation from happening. These are the same white people that would, they call them night riders, go to black people's houses, Hispanic people's houses after World War II, when the soldiers came back, and World War I, and burnt their shit down to the ground. And when a lot of the immigrants came over from Ellis Island, and they, in New York City, I could only speak my own history, that's all I know, right? And they had all of their businesses down in the Bowery district and all of the lower Manhattan areas where the Italians used to live, the Irish, and etc. They burned up their fucking businesses. They beat the people. They killed the people. They went in there and they fucking blackmailed the people, making them pay to stay in business. And these are the cops now. So this is how they do. This is the history of what they do. And it's still the same today. When you see them changing the Constitution to make it white only, completely white only, Anglo-Saxon Protestant, not all the rest of you people that click off white on the census. And then the way that they try to gear the laws to where white people now make 3 and 4 times more money than everybody else in this country, right? Even the Asian people who make money and everybody else. Ultimately, white people got the most money when it comes to like billionaires, millionaires, and all that shit. So they keep it that way because ever since indentured servitude and slavery, they have always stolen money and made money off of the backs of other people. And then up to this day, used everything they got and earned off of free labor, built it into the modern day infrastructure to continue to keep them higher on the pendulum or the scale of justice than anyone else. And so if you continue to give into and go along with all the shit they put out as the narrative to follow in the news and what they're talking about on social media and etc., you're going to be contributing to them continuing to hold you down and hold you back. The way you get rid of them is to rise up against them, vote them out, never let them into office, put other people in office and fight like hell so that they cannot change the system completely where you no longer have a fighting chance. And that's real. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and whenever possible, do the same fucking thing back they doing to you. That's how you fight fire with fire. If they're out here all on television and all over everywhere talking about how Biden needs to step down, know what you need to be doing? Same thing I'm doing. Be out here all over social media talking about how fuck Trump. Ain't nobody voting for that racist motherfucker. Nobody cares about your fucking Project 2025. Suck our dick with that shit. If you think we gonna vote you motherfuckers in to turn our lives backwards 100 years, you got another motherfucking thought coming. Put it all over the social medias. Everywhere. Since they always watching and lurking and looking, let their strategists find out. No, motherfuckers, we ain't that dumb. We're not that stupid. And we're not going to take your lead and follow you into the ends of the earth and off the fucking bridge. No, we're not. We're going to do what we know is best. And right now, every Republican in this party is a racist fucking Klans member looking to do America no good. Whether they black, white, Hispanic, or other, they ain't doing nobody no fucking justice. So whether you like the Democrats or not, if you want freedom, you want to retain your rights, and you want to retain a government where there is checks and balances, do not let one fucking Republican in office. Get on this social media and blow this shit up with tearing down the Republican Party for the facts of the disastrous shit they do to people. They've already taken our rights away as women. That was all Republicans. They've already given the president the right to basically be a fucking god. That was all Republican. They've already taken away our ability to have diversity, equity, inclusion by getting rid of affirmative action with the help of Asians. Thank you, Asians, right? What more do they need to do? The last thing they need to do to silence us completely and make this a completely white-only country, back like slavery, is to take away people's right to vote. And then you won't be able to do shit but to get guns and actually get ready to have a real fucking civil war. So y'all really need to understand what I'm telling you. And I know it's hard because a lot of you non-blacks like to think black people stupid. They don't know what they talking about. They fucking fools because white people have been telling you that your whole fucking life and have bred that shit into your religion and your culture. But guess what? How long have we been standing in this motherfucker versus all of y'all that just got here? We know them better than you do, and you need to start listening to us before this shit is too late. Y'all have a good day. Please go on out there and represent democracy, represent equality for all people, equity and inclusion, and let these rich, racist white folks know this is not no fucking monarchy. We are not voting your racist ass into office. You could play all the fucking head games you want, but you ain't gonna win. Let them know, y'all. Let them know. Enjoy the rest of your day.